Mr. Strader, would you be willing to come down and maybe give us a little bit of background on that? What sort of felonies is Live Nation expecting to
Sure,
commit?
thank you. It was hard to break into that series of red herrings you were throwing out, so I appreciate the opportunity to finally speak.
Love you too, never change.
That was amazing. That was truly amazing. I mean, almost complete misstatements of everything in the DCOA, but
Yeah.
with regard to that, that language you're referring to was drafted by the city. That was never negotiated language. That was language in the February suggestion from the city. And Live Nation has responded, and Sheila's here to speak to that, but Live Nation has responded with contractual terms that are more appropriate given the industry standard across the country. A catch-all is void almost, as being arbitrary and capricious if it's that wide. But Ms. Small, would you like to speak to as the drafter of the language?
Yeah, just a second. Mr. Melching, is that true? Did the city make that language, change that language?
There have been so many drafts, I don't remember why anything was changed in February, but I can tell you that the draft that went out last Tuesday had the short declaratory statement in it.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Yes, thank you for your question. I can appreciate your concern. Where we started was a very broad definition. Our concern was that the definition of Live Nation could include any representative, agent, contractor, subcontractor, employee, therefore capturing a very wide universe. We're a large publicly traded company. What we wanted to do was narrow the definition so we in fact know what we're talking about in terms of individuals, and moreover, we wanted to have the opportunity to disassociate from the person committing malfeasance. So that's kind of the genesis, and Mr. Melching is right. We have gone through many, many drafts. There was a framework. We've had, 14 versions now, but that's essentially the genesis.
Okay, so if you had a lobbyist working for you that was committing bribery, this would take care of that in the way that you're mentioning?
I'm not sure why there would be a lobbyist working for an open amphitheater, but to the extent that the language covers that, it's not a Live Nation employee, so. You're attempting to draft a contract with a company that is then responsible for any person that they ever come in contact with. So if the bartender at the amphitheater got a DUI on the way home, should they void their amphitheater operating contract?
Sir, thank you. I'm not asking about the bartender.
No,
I'm
that's
asking
what
about
you're
a
suggesting, though, with this language. You're suggesting that any person that comes in contact with Live Nation should be subject to a DCOA term?
I'm not suggesting that. I'm asking specifically about a lobbyist, sir.
Okay. This is a DCOA, which is an operating agreement.
It sounds like you don't want to answer that.
Oh, I'm happy to answer it.
Okay. I'd love to hear it from the attorney, please.
So I'm sorry, your question is, would a lobbyist who is a Live Nation employee who committed bribery, would that be an event of default? I believe it would be.
So, okay, all right.